Hi everyone, my name is Arthur Berondi and welcome to Sneak on Air, a new channel about sneakers. First of all, I know I have a French accent. We're live from Paris, France right now, so if I do not pronounce things perfectly, I apologize in advance. Future new concepts that I've been working on are coming on the channel, but I thought it was great to start with a simple video about sneakers releases of the month. We'll talk about them, so you'll know what's coming out, of course, and you'll also know my taste and the taste of French people a little bit. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with two Nike general releases, the Nike Dunk High clothes and the Air Force One clothes. Here, both pairs get a kind of tie-and-dye treatment, and it's interesting. It seems like the whole upper is in suede and covered the pair. Part of it has that beautiful washed blue, and another part of it has gray suede. I know nobody's gonna get hype about these sneakers, but it seems like a great pair while spring is approaching. It's an easy cop, but you know the drill. Be on time on the Sneakers app if you want to be sure to secure a pair. Both sneakers are expected on the 1st of March on the Sneakers app. Moving on to a good old Nike Dunk Low, and this time it's a Sandrift colorway. Listen, we get so many dunks every week. I can understand you can be disgusted while seeing again another colorway, but this one is not that bad. The upper is beige and brown, and the brown part is in suede. And that changes from the usual dunks with only leather. The Nike logo on the tongue gives an old school vibe, and the logo at the back seems a little hidden, while it is the same color as the suede. Again, it's an easy cop for a not-so-bad pair, but be on time if you want to be sure to secure it. These are expected to release on the 1st of March on Nike.com. Now let's continue with a more interesting design, and it is the Air Jordan 14 Low Metallic Silver. Listen, every time I see this kind of sneakers, I get so hyped. I know it's only a Jordan 14, but what a legendary pair. And if you're here, you might know that this is the last Air Jordan Michael Jordan has worn with the Chicago Bulls. It is the model he used for the last shot that made him win his 6th NBA title and 3rd in a row for a second time. Of course, it's not the same colorway, but it's always a pleasure to see an Air Jordan 14 pop in the releases of the month. These are expected to release on the 3rd of March on the Sneakers app. Moving on to a new Nike Air Max 1, the Safari Summit white colorway. Listen, here we love Air Max 1s, and this one is interesting, even though it's far from being the best colorway we've ever seen. The pair is made of two different whites, a normal one and a creamy one, and the gray safari patterns surround the sneakers and are also on the swoosh. Again guys, it's an easy cop, so if you want one of these, you just have to be on time. And I'm sure you can even find it hours later standing on the Sneakers app. However, it's an Air Max 1, and here, every time there's gonna be an Air Max 1 release, we're gonna talk about it. The pair is expected to release on the 3rd of March on the Sneakers app. Now things are getting serious, with the future release of the Air Jordan 5 UNC, probably one of the most awaited sneakers of the year in the world. Seeing the Jordan 5 getting the UNC treatment is good news and makes me remember the Air Jordan 4 UNC that had a crazy hype when it came out. Of course, Jordan 5 are not that famous, especially in Europe, but I'm sure these will be sold out instantly whatever happens. And if you want to be sure to secure a pair, be on time as usual. These are expected to release on the 4th of March on the Sneakers app. Moving on to the Nike Air Max 1 LeBron Liverpool. As you may know, LeBron James is a shareholder of the Liverpool Soccer Club. And so it's normal that Nike uses his image to make a tribute to the Reds team. We already had a LeBron 9 reverse Liverpool in September, but this time it's an iconic silhouette of Tinker Hatfield that has been chosen. Colors are dark but interesting. We can see a beautiful Liverpool logo on the insole, but other than that, nobody will notice it's a Liverpool sneaker. Only sneakers fans will know. It's not going to be a hard copy, but you never know with Air Max 1s. Things can change. The pair is expected to drop on the 4th of March on the Sneakers app. Let's talk now about the very interesting collaboration, the Nike Air Max 95 Corteiz. The streetwear label from London has decided to opt for this model, and everybody was surprised at first. But the Air Max 195 is very popular in London, so that's kind of logical to choose it for a collab. For the marketing, he screened his logo on the Niketown building in London and also tagged the footprints of his model on the Grand of London streets, which is kind of cool. Now for the design, well, it's special, and I'm not sure a lot of people are going to like this colorway. However, if it's slow stock and if the marketing he has done works, it can be a little bit hype. The pair is set to release on the 4th of March on the Sneakers app. Moving on to a very awaited and interesting Nike Dunk Low, the Reverse Brazil. I think it already came out on the 15th of February in raffle, but I'm not totally sure. But there's one thing for sure, they're coming in March and this colorway seems to be liked a lot. Nothing special to say about it, but the Brazil colorway has always been something popular for the Nike Dunk Low since 2001, and also since the re-release in 2020. And now this dunk gets the reverse treatment, and it seems people like it as much as the 2020, but only time will tell. The pair is expected to release on the 6th of March on Nike.com. Okay, now we're not joking anymore. You've seen the picture, it's the Air Force One Tiffany 1837, the most awaited pair of March without any doubt. Listen, whatever people said about it, these sneakers are gold. Okay, it's not the most original model you've seen so far. The Dunk was better for a lot of people, but this one is definitely one of the most classy sneakers on the planet. This pair is in all black suede, and the swoosh of course is turquoise blue like the brand. Tiffany is written on the tongue, and behind we have beautiful metallic pieces with the NY engraving. And if you didn't know, additional accessories will also be sold, but these are separate. Unfortunately, you'll not get them with the sneakers. It will be a hard cop, so be sure to enter all the raffles you see and be on time on the release day. The pair is expected to release on the 7th of March at the price of $400 at the Tiffany flagship next door, the Tiffany Soho shop, and finally on the sneakers app. Now, we've talked a lot about Nike, so it's time to pause and discuss these 4 New Balance 2002R protection pack in navy gray, driftwood, gray, and black gray. Let's be honest, these colorways are beautiful, and even though New Balance is releasing a lot of protection packs this year, this pair is still a banger, and the resale for these is still up. Normally, when you release so many colorways, the hype is gone. But here, it's not the case, and that's why New Balance is definitely one of the best brands these days in terms of sneakers. It's not going to be the most difficult cop, but be on time to have one of these, because people will want these colorways for spring. Believe me, the 4 pairs are expected to release on the 8th of March on the New Balance website, but check also the raffles. I bet there will be a lot of them. Moving on to the Air Jordan 2 Low UNC To Chicago, and I love this colorway and the symbol behind the design. First of all, you might know what the name of the shoe is about. Michael Jordan going from the University of Northern California to the Chicago Bulls team. And that's why this white pair is made of blue and red. Also, the Air Jordan 2 silhouette is not the most common, and for the first time, I feel a real potential for the summer. It could really be a pair that you rock on the beach or something like this. This is not going to be a hard cop in Europe. But in the US, you never know, because the Jordan 2 is much more popular here. These are expected to release on the 8th of March on the sneakers app. Now, let's talk about a pair that I would never present in France, or even in Europe in general. The Nike Zoom LeBron NXXT Gen Faze Clan. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Practically no one wears LeBron sneakers in France, or even in Europe. Only hard basketball fans know a little bit about these shoes. And that's disappointing, since I really like the originality of these models. Everybody here in Europe says Nike is not innovating enough on their sneakers. But when you see this kind of shape, I can tell it's kinda wrong. Regarding the collaboration itself, it's with the gaming community Faze Clan that you may know if you're into gaming. But there's nothing special to say about this sneaker. The pair is expected to release on the 9th of March on the sneakers app. Moving on to the new Air Max 1 PRM Shima Shima III. First of all, I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about a Europe exclusive, but I must, since this Air Max 1 is pure gold. This pair is inspired by the Shima Shima pack of 2003 that only released in Canada and Asia at a time. This pack had 2 trainer ones, 3 dunks and 2 Air Max 1s. And this time, for the 20 years of the pack, we're getting a beautiful tribute to that. In terms of colors, we can see some gray, some brown, and of course the Shima Shima kanji on the tongue and insole. That Air Max 1 is great, and even if it's a Europe exclusive, I'm not sure it will be very hard to get in resale. So if you like it, check that on the release date to see if you can cop one close to retail price. These are expected to release on the 10th of March on the sneakers app. From now on, as you can see, things are getting serious, since we're now discussing the Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. As you know, we already had that treatment for the Jordan 1 Lost and Found last year, but this time it's for the amazing and the underrated Jordan 3. We don't know a lot of things about these sneakers yet, but we can imagine it will be a used version of the Jordan 3 White Cement, like they did for the Jordan 1. Every sneaker addict will want to get their hands on this, so it will be a hard cop. But not as much as the Jordan 1 Lost and Found, don't worry. The sneaker is expected for the 11th of March on the sneakers app. Talking about Jordan 1s, here's the Air Jordan 1 High OG Skyline. Definitely something we don't usually see on a Jordan 1. But there's a reason for that colorway. The sneaker is inspired from the famous picture of Michael Jordan jumping on the basketball court in front of the city of Chicago in the Life magazine. And this picture inspired, of course, the famous logo of the Jordan brand. Regarding the sneaker itself, there's no need to explain the colorway now that you've seen the picture. But the denim materials are definitely interesting on it. This pair will be hype, people will want to buy it. So be on time and enter the raffles if you want a chance to get your hands on this. These are expected to release on the 18th of March on the Sneakers app. Moving on to the very awaited and very hype Nike SB Air Jordan 4 Pine Green. This is probably the most interesting project of the Jordan brand this year, because nobody could ever imagine that we would skate with Jordan 4s one day. But it seems like it will be real very soon. For now, we don't know a lot about these sneakers. We just know that these will be incredibly hype and hard to get. We also know that another colorway is expected, a Black Cat one, referring to Michael Jordan's nickname off the court. Now, what's amazing about this pair is that it combines the passion of two designers, Tinker Hatfield, who is responsible for most of the best Jordans, and the late Sandy Bodeker, founder of Nike SB. Personally, I can't wait to see official images, to see the differences between normal 4s and these ones. It might be comfier, in my opinion. This pair is expected to release on the 20th of March on the Sneakers app. Guys, we are almost there, but let's talk now about the Air Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott Olive, which is expected to be the last Jordan 1 Low of the rapper from what the rumor says. In 2022, Travis Scott made a triumphal return in the sneakers industry, and his Jordan 1 Low are definitely a pair that everyone wants to get their hands on. For this one, we have a perfect combination of black, white and olive, which makes us think a little bit of the Fragment Low because of the three different colors. Regarding the hype, you know the drill. It's Travis Scott. There's no need to explain that everybody wants a pair of these, whatever the colorway is. So all you have to do is entering all the raffles and praying. Yeah, praying is important. The pair is expected to release on the 25th of March on the Sneakers app. We'll let you know next month if it is the case. Finally, let's talk about another Air Max 1. But it is the most hype Air Max 1 of the year, the 96 Big Bubble. For a little bit of history, the first Air Max 1 was supposed to release in 1986, but was pushed back to 1987. Why? Because the bubble they created for it first was too big and was piercing itself while walking. And it was the worst nightmare of the first people who bought an Air Max 1 in 87, if you remember well. But of course, on the 87, it was fixed, so the bubble couldn't pierce itself. However, Nike decided to release that prototype in 2023 while fixing the problem, of course. So we'll get that beautiful OG colorway and you'll get a chance to get your hands on this. It will be a hard cop, so be on time on the release day. These are expected to release on the 26th of March on the Sneakers app for Air Max Day. And that's it for today. Of course, these are not all the releases of the month, but for me, these are the most expected or the most interesting. But let me know what you think about these sneakers in the comment section down below. Which one do you like the most? Which one do you expect the most? Also, we intend to post a video at least every 2 weeks on this channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content in the future. Thanks for watching and see you soon on Sneak on Air.